Hello, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to tie Black Pennell, which is one of the Bronze Award flies for the Fly Dressers Guild. So without any further delays, let's get tying. So this is the Black Pennell in the vise there. It's tied on a wet nymph hook or a wet fly hook. For this one I'm using a Camazan B175, which is a heavy hook, and I'm using it in size 12. You could use a B170, which is a slightly lighter, the Camazan B170, which will make the fly sit higher in the water. The B175, which is a heavier hook, will sink it a bit further down and you can fish it deeper. So I'm going to start off with a Black Uni-Thread in 8/0. Starting off at the head or the eye of the hook, keeping the thread nice and tight, and this will, as you work down the hook, will help it lay into place. The tail is from a golden pheasant neck, and use one of these for the tail. So it's important when you're doing the award, if you're doing 3 flies of each pattern, that you select your feathers and your materials beforehand, lay them all out. If you're doing 3 flies, I recommend doing 5 different different feathers, all of from the same area of the cape. And when you get your tail, lay it flat, and we want to select about 6 fibres. Again, it's important that if you're putting the tail in, that the amount you use, particularly as you move up the awards, are all the same. So if you're using 6, use 6 on each fly. You know, don't use 5, don't use 4, as long as they're all uniform, that's what matters. And then the tail wants to be about the body length. Bit short of that, so we just move it down a bit. There we go. Let's pull that through. There we go, that looks alright. Just work the thread down to lock them in, work down the hook and keep them on top of the hook. And then the next is the black floss that we're going to tie in, because it calls for a black floss body. So the black floss we're going to use today is a Black Uni-floss. And again, you'll notice that the tail, we've left it sort of the length of the body, because when you tie the floss down, you want a nice even body. And you won't get a nice even body if everything's sort of not laid out perfectly on that. Let me just pull that down slightly and lock that in. Then we want some fine silver tinsel, because this is going to be the rib. Again, body length. Pull that all out of the way. And then in nice close turns, work your way up the body and secure all that in. The floss is just a little bit long there, so I'm just going to cut that down to length. It's important to take your time. It is an award. I know that the bronze is really a stepping stone to the other awards, as I've said before in another video, and so take your time. So they don't have to be perfect for the bronze award, because it's judged at branch level, the bronze award. So one of the instructors will look at your flies, tell you if there's anything that needs improving, and then as long as everyone's happy, that award will be given to you. The silver and gold awards, they're judged at sort of HQ. They'll be sent away for evaluation, and then they'll come back and say, yeah, they're good, or no, they're not, try again. So you don't know about the Fly Dressers Guild. The branches tend to meet sort of once a month, and loads of like-minded fly tyers meet, and they'll have a couple of flies or 2 or 3 flies that they'll tie with an instructor, and then you basically do that pattern. The beauty of working with people like that is we have other events like competitions and raffles, and we all meet up and go fishing, and so you can watch YouTube videos and learn how to tie a fly, but you won't sort of get that camaraderie that you do at branch level. So it's always worth going seeking out where the local Fly Dressers Guild branch is and maybe joining. I think at the moment it's about £35 a year, and that's it. You turn up, and every time you go it's free, and materials are provided, and they'll even provide you a vice if you haven't got one. So yeah, look up your local branch and give it a go. So with the floss, again, work it nice and evenly up the body. Trying to keep it nice and flat. Then when you get to a couple of mil away from the head, just tie that in. So a couple of turns, lock that in, hit thread nice and tight, and then we can do away with that thread. So get your tinsel, and it's a nice thin silver tinsel. We want probably 5 or 6 turns. It sort of doesn't really matter how many turns you do, whether it's 5 or 6, but all 3 flies need to have the same amount of turns. Keeping the tinsel nice and flat. When we get there, a couple of turns, tie that in. And what we'll do, we just move this down slightly towards the eye and tie that in. Lock it in. And when you've locked that in, it's important the thread at the head then, because we're going to put a hackle in, is as nice and flat and no bumps in it if possible, because when you wind your hackle, if there's lumps and bumps, it will try and sort of shoot off in different directions. So using a cheap Indian hen neck, so actually not a neckle, it's a neck, but there you go. I think that was from Kindale or somewhere like that. So you select a feather off the cape. Obviously, like I say, it's best to have selected all your feathers off the same area of the cape so that they're all the same size. and all three flies will hopefully be as identical as possible. So on this one, just take the fluff off the stem of the feather. I'm going to tie it in by the tip. Okay, so tying this in by the tip. You can pull that tip back. Take your scissors, just take that tip away. Let's cut the feather. Keep the scissors away from your thread, that's important. That's it. Taking the hackle pliers, take hold of the stem. And start to wind the hackle round the hook. If they start to move in the direction you don't want, just pull them back. You can use a wet finger. And just so there was one turn. Being careful, you've got to be really delicate. These hackles are delicate. That was 3 turns. Just give it one more turn. To the top. Pull them hackles back. Take your thread, wind it through, keeping it tight. Just pull that towards the front to take the hackles out of the way. So we've got 2 turns in there. That should be enough. Take the scissors and gently remove that hackle out of the way. Pull them all back. And then we're just gonna tease that back. 1, 2, and then that's all that in. So finish off with a quick whip finish with your whip finish tool. 2, 3. Secure that in nice and tight. You can also put your finger on the end of the hook and pull that tight. Cut away the thread. And finish off with a spot of varnish. And there we go. Black Pennell, bronze award, Fly Dressers Guild. Probably one of the first flies I tied, so hopefully it'll inspire you to have a go at the bronze award. It's not difficult. It is a little bit time consuming because you have to get 3 flies the same, but anyone can do it, so have a go. Thanks very much, and if you like it, subscribe to the channel and I'll try and get the rest of the bronze award flies tied as soon as I can. Thanks very much.